Alright guys, back at the RG. Last video I left, I was doing the swing arm bushings. They're all done now, and just let you see, it's got a nice action now. So the next thing is carbs. So we removed these off back a long time ago to get the race bike going. So I have there's the original carbs off it. So I have these ones now cleaned out. I cleaned the main jets, the pilot jets, I've taken them off. They're clean now. I've cleaned out the body, given it a good blowout. Air screws out. They're there. Bolts are nice and clean now. There's just a little bit of crap in them. So I'm going to go ahead now and put these back together, put the pilots back in, and have a go at reinstalling them back in the bike. So I'll just put one back together now in front of the camera. So you have pilot jet, he drops in there, and you get a decent screwdriver, one that fits properly. You screw it back in, and literally with 2 fingers give it a little lock. Don't go too tight with these guys. Now the float bolts, there's 2 different float bolts. I'll show you the difference. There's a right and a left. One has a hole here and the other one doesn't. Now it might be under the gasket, but one doesn't have that. So that's the one for this one. It's got this tube here. So let's put him back in there and put him down. Got 4 screws then. Just tighten them down like that. Next thing to reinstall then is the air screw. So he goes in here. Go screw him in until he stops. There's a little spring on him as well. So on this I'm going to go 1.5 turns out. I think it's 1 3/4 actually, but literally look at the flats. There's a half, 1.5, and 3/4. So that's 1 carb done. Just on another note, when you're putting these in, just a little bit of oil or something just wet up the gasket, allows it to soak and it swells up. So carburetor number 2 hasn't got that tube sticking up here, so he's the one with the blank. He goes on there nice and snug, and 4 bolts put him back together. So on these guys we have 2 tubes. There's a tube goes between the 2 carbs, and they have these little clips on them, keep them nice and tight. So just line up that one there. The second one, I think I'm going to have to put these carbs on together. I think there should be another little tube here as well. I'll have to look and see can I find one of those, but yeah, that's only for overflows, so I'm not too concerned about that. I'll have a look and see can I find them, but I think there should be a set there somewhere. So found a bit of hose, see roll of it. It fits on nice. So just like magic. Now, I can do these ones later. These are for the overflows. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I'll just check. Yeah, it's all clear. Yeah, next thing is put them on the bike. So, to get the airbox, I have that airbox loosened off. But to get him back far enough now, I'm going to have to remove the battery box. So, 2 screws holding that in. It should allow me to put in the 2 carbs together. Just leave them there. Yeah, there you go. So that's battery box out of the way. And now I can get this back a little bit further. So, power valve out of the way. Power valve more. It's still a little bit awkward, but I'll manage. So I tried with the 2 carbs together and it didn't work. It's just too awkward. So you get your first carb in, line them up. Rubbers are quite stiff. So loosen these off a little bit. Down to the maximum. It should allow me to get the rubbers in. Yeah, there you go. There's one in. Now come to the second carburetor. It's quite awkward and fiddly. This airbox doesn't quite go back far enough. Push the jump lever in. Now I have that in. So now I have that pipe just going on to its guide. Second pipe now. Came onto the guide. I can shut the 2 carbs together. 3 pipes to get in. I hope the camera's picking this up. Go into it. A little bit fiddly. A little bit awkward. Now, that a little bit easier. Now that's home. All I have to do is get a screw. Just equalize the distance between the 2 pipes. It's pretty close. Yeah, the carbs are in fully yet. So that's those two carbs right in now, and I have them tightened up so they're nice and solid. You tighten up these two clamps, that one and this one. So now is to get the airbox back over little boot. These are not easy. I have them loosened up as much as I can get. So I get something to lever the box in. So at the back of the box, there's one in. Look at that. So there's the two of them in. Just wiggle them now to get them as good as I can get. And you're lining up these screws here, so they'll all work. So just a matter of tightening these guys up now. Next thing to get fitted is the throttle slides. I've already attached them with the needles, so they're nice and clean, ready to go in. There's a little notch here on the carburetor body, and he will have to go in that way, so she shouldn't get mixed up which way is which. And he slots down, and two screws down. Make sure he seats properly. So there's one in. The second one goes in. Same thing. Get the slot with your notch. I get two screws now. Locate that lid. Make sure he's nice and snug. Start to screw in. So I'm putting on the camera. Just here we go. Now spark plug leads. Make sure they're in and click down. And next thing now is the fuel pipe here now. Just going to put him back on. I'm going to get some fuel. I'm going to get some mixed petrol, because right now I don't know if there's any oil coming through. Well, there won't be, because the oil tank is off, so I have to remove any airlocks. So before that happens, I'll have to run it on a 2-stroke mix, just to ensure that she's getting oil. So that pipe is on now, and I just have to put one of these shields on, and he will go back in here. So I'll go get one of them now. So the next thing to go back on now is the power valve motor. Incidentally, anyone that noticed, this has got one row of cables, but this is actually for a 500 as well. So anyone with the RG 500, they're looking for a power valve motor for an RG 500, get the 251. I'm sure it's got a second pulley on it, so that's what it makes sense. They used the same one for the two jobs back in the day. So he'll go back on like so. I'll just tighten it back up. So battery cover box back in, battery back in, air box back screwed down, power valve motor is now relocated back on. I've checked everything, throttles are opening and closing, coming back to their shuts. I still have to put on some leak off pipes down here, but I'm going to leave them open for a minute now, and the next video I'm going to be fitting the exhausts, which are here. There's the standard originals. I'll be putting them back on and we'll be giving it a start. So if you liked the video, guys, please hit the thumbs up button. It does help the channel a bit. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good Sunday.